Today I'm making reusable cloth pads and liners. I originally wanted to make them for my friend who uses a Diva cup but wants something different for her lighter flow days, and I thought I would also just make myself some while I'm at it. For fabric, I chose undyed cotton fleece and undyed cotton terry because they are natural fibers that are highly absorbent. For thread, I'm using the Gutermann natural cotton thread and some cotton twill tape. This is optional if you have a serger. And lastly, I have metal snaps. To make the pattern, I started off by drawing a vertical line followed by placing an existing liner on it. I then traced out half the liner, and this is because it is a symmetrical pattern. After, I found the midpoint of the center front of the liner and drew a line out perpendicularly. Here. This is for the wings of the liner. To figure out the measurement of this line, I added the width of half the liner, value A, plus half an inch. This is because we want the wings of the liner to overlap for the metal snaps, and you want to make this measurement from the side of the pad, not the center front. After that, I went in and freehanded the shape of the wings and then went in with a ruler to define the curves. I then measured in half an inch from the end of the wing to make a drill hole for the metal snap. The next thing you want to do is create the pattern for the middle layer of the liner, which is super easy. I just went over this line that already existed, and this draft is completely finished. The next thing I did was move on to the thong liner, and I started by tracing the top half of the liner that I just did since it's the exact same shape. After that, I freehanded the bottom, which just narrows in because there is less fabric on an actual thong underwear. I defined the lines with my curved ruler, drew in the drill hole, and I also added that middle layer. I then did the draft for the pad by tracing out an existing one, then defining the lines, extending of the wing so it can overlap, and then adding the drill hole. I then added notches to all of the drafts. This is optional because it is so small, but I like to add my notches on the curves of a pattern, so I did that. This is where I put the notches for each of them. I'll do. After that, I traced out each pattern using tissue paper. I transferred over all of the notches and the drill holes. My pattern doesn't need seam allowance, so I didn't add any, and all of these patterns are on fold. Okay, so these are my two pattern pieces. This is for the big pad. I thought I would show the construction on this one since it is the biggest, but in terms of labeling, this is the top and bottom layer. I'm going to cut 2 of the fleece fabric for this. This is going to be the outer layers. And then this is the middle layer, and this is going to be cut 2 as well of the terry fabric. For the pad, I'm making it much thicker than the liners will be, so for the liner, I would only do 1 layer of the terry and then 2 layers of the fleece. Next, I cut out the middle layer of my pad out of terry. This is a cut too, so I did it twice. And then I cut the top and bottom layer out of the fleece. This is also 2, so I cut this out twice. Okay, so in terms of construction, it's very simple. You're going to stack these 2 and then sandwich them between the outer layers. So I have like kind of this fuzzy side to my fleece. So this is going to be on the outside of mine, so that's mostly just for comfort. So it's going to look like this, and then like that. Now I'm going to pin everything together. And then I'm going to do a base stitch all the way around. Now I'm going to add the bias binding, so I'm going to leave half an inch so I can close it properly, but I'm going to unfold it and then start right here, so leaving 1/2 inch open, and then just do a base stitch all the way around the entire thing till I reach back to this point. And when I do reach back to this point, I'm also gonna leave about 3/4 of an inch open. Okay, so I have this little gap, and you can close this however you like if you know how to do that. If you don't, what I like to do is just essentially lay the bias tape open and see where they meet when it's flat. Then what I do is I just notch it there, and then you want to sew diagonally with the bias tape all the way open, so fully flat. So sew where the notch is, align horizontally that way. Now I'm just going to trim off the excess. So now I'm going to open this up here and sew along here. So there's still going to be a little hole over here. So you just want to close that up and connect it with the rest of that base stitch that you just did. Okay, now this is what this is looking like. So I'm gonna go in and trim off just some of this bulk before I do the top stitch. It's all right on the sides, it will lay down quite nicely, but because there are 4 layers of fabric here, it's easier if you get rid of the bulk. And I would cut on the side of the bias binding to make sure that you're not snipping through the seam. Okay, so now you can flip the bias tape onto the right side, and it should lay nice and flat. Now you can go in and do a top stitch all the way around. This is all 3 pads sewn. The last step is to hand sew in the metal snap. I did this on the edge of the wings of the liner. A tip for hand sewing is to feed your thread in multiple times so you have double or triple the ply. It just makes it a lot faster. The last thing I did, which is completely optional, is sew these little pouches out of muslin for each of the pads, just so I can store them nicely or throw them in my bag if I need to. And this is them done. I've worn them a couple times since filming this and can confirm that they are so comfortable. It honestly doesn't even feel like you're wearing anything.